It's about 9:37 on the 22nd day of April 2013. Calvin Castine at the eastern edge of Champlain Street in the village of Rouses Point. Business is kind of slow, I would guess, at the Stewart's today. Across the road, yet another devastating fire to the former Saxony bar here in Rouses Point, owned by Mark Chapman and family. Those of you who have seen some of our previous shows, Bob, Ben, and I did a tour here about 20 years ago. Gordy Little and I were here when we were talking about the Thunderbolts reunion, and we took the elevator in that area there up to the third floor studios where Mark Chapman had a recording studio. His apartment is up there, his family apartment. We first became aware of this fire when we threw on our computer this morning around 7 a.m. and checking our Facebook for overnight messages, and there were photos of this fire that occurred overnight in the middle of the night. We're going to try to get a few more details and pass them along as part of this presentation. We have heard through the social media that Mark and his family were able to get out. What we heard was they were barely able to get out, but that they are okay, but they have pretty much lost everything. So yet another tragic event here at the corner of Lake Street and Champlain Street, but tragic in the sense of a building loss, fortunate in the fact that there are no lives lost in this fire here on this April 22nd, 2013. We're going to change our angle. Unofficially, we've heard that as many as 13 fire departments were here throughout the night battling this blaze. There's still many departments here represented. Rouses Point has their own aerial truck, but here's a ladder, aerial ladder from District 3. Chatting with Bruce Seguin over that way from the fire department, and he said call came through about 1:30 this morning. And at this point in time, there's still a hot spot on one of the floors, and they're trying to get rid of that hot spot. We will try to find somebody that might have time to talk with us, but obviously they're still very much involved with this structure fire and making sure it's out. In addition to District 3, we also see St. Paul is here from north of the border. St. Paul, of course, we saw the ladder truck when the Patriot flag arrived here a couple of years ago, and it hung from the St. Paul and the Rouses Point Fire Department aerial ladder trucks. Bruce did tell us that my brother-in-law Ben Arnold was here and took a lot of photos, so we'll try to get access to those photos. We can share them with you. We are now on the lake side of the Saxony, one time known as the Windsor Hotel. The history of this place goes back well over 100 years. It's been the site of several fires over the years. In fact, in today's Press Republican And a 25-year look back there, referring to cleanup of this site from what they call the fire in 1984. I would have to shake out my memory banks to remember the 84 fire. I do recall one a little later than that. There's construction through here. Mark Chapman has done an awful lot of work refurbishing this building. He had really done a great job in the last few years to get this place back so it looked like an asset to the community. And this has got to be very devastating to Mark and his family. But it's good at this point to know that nobody was injured in this fire. We were told that Assistant Fire Chief Walter Laramie was the first one on scene, so he is in charge. Not sure if he'll have time to chat with us, or if we'll have maybe a representative from the county who might be able to tell us a little bit about what they know at this point. I'm assuming that these are individual apartments. If not active, they were intended to become individual apartments. And of course, I'm sure you've spotted the fact that we can see the sky through what used to be the ceiling and roof here. We're imposing very briefly here on our friend Mark Chapman, the owner of the Saxony. Mark, what time were you awakened, or what happened? How'd you?
Well, actually, my stepdaughter was alerted by the sirens coming down from Champlain, and it was probably 1:30, and she screamed, and I woke up, and my wife woke up, and we got out of there quickly.
So the fire was discovered by others before you?
Yes, yeah, and where it happened was the motor at the top of the elevator shaft had shorted out.
Oh, wow.
And that's where the fire started, right up there, and it just went right down through the shaft.
It just, like a chimney, the fire had a way to get to the other floors through that shaft.
Yeah. I'm lucky that they were able to put it out like they did. I mean, they did a good job considering how much fire was there.
So it was pretty much along by the time you woke up then?
Well, when we came out and went into the elevator shaft, we went down by the stairwell. It just was on fire at the top where the motor was.
Okay, just up there.
It spread very quickly after that.
So how many, is it just you and your family living there right now?
Yeah, there were 3 of us.
Okay, now I noticed you're fixing up apartments down here. And
yes, I just got my permits to do that. So I don't know what's going to happen. They'll have to inspect the building, and maybe there's a possibility of shearing off that top floor and putting a roof over the rest of it. I don't know at this point.
I've heard through Facebook that you, at this point, speculation is that you've pretty much lost just about everything you have in there, right?
All that recording equipment, I'm afraid so. They're going to let me know in a few minutes whether I can go up inside and take a look around. And if I can, then I'm going to walk through the floor and try to get my car keys and my teeth. I need my teeth.
So at this point, all you've got is the clothes on your back.
That's it. Yes. I didn't even have that. My daughter's boyfriend brought me this. I got my pants on. That was it.
Just advanced, wow.
Yeah, I was lucky to get out with all of us and without any injuries. I've already been to the medical center and they checked me out and said I'm okay, so I feel fortunate.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate, but the fortunate thing is that there's nobody lost a life.
That's right.
No.
Yeah. It's been a series of things, with bad luck since December when I lost my tenant David downstairs. He died of a heart attack. He was only 58 years old, and since then, seems like things have gotten worse, you know, unfortunately.
Wow. Well, again, no loss of life.
No
so
loss.
it looks like down below, the last couple of floors at least.
It looks like there's water damage, but it looks like there's a possibility that they can be salvaged
And utilized.
I'll know better when they inspect the building.
But you have certainly put a lot of work into seeing what we've got seen here in the last couple of years.
A lot of work. It was, you know. I was feeling really good about the way things were going. You know, finally we getting things together and got the permits and all of that. So I'll just have to see what happens in the future. I don't know right now.
Obviously, at this point in time, so you've been up all night. Where have you been? Where'd you sit up
well,
there?
you went to the ambulance first, and Red Cross came up, and I appreciate all the help that they did. Everyone's been really very nice. The fire department, everyone, and I want to say a word of thanks to everyone for what they did. You know, and I'm just looking to the future and hoping everything will turn itself around.
Yeah, that's all you can hope for at this point.
That's it.
Yeah. So, you said you went to the medical center to
check my blood pressure. It was really high.
How'd you get there? Did they bring you, or how'd you get there?
My daughter.
Oh, okay.
My daughter brought me up. Yeah. So my blood pressure's back down close to normal. It won't be at normal.
No,
for a while.
I don't imagine. No. And you'll be reliving this tonight when you're able to finally get some sleep.
Exactly.
You won't be able to sleep in too good.
No, I'm just going to have to make contingent plans now as to what to do. I'm trying to get permission to turn the power back on so my RV in the back, I can live out of that.
You got that, yeah.
So he's going to let me know as soon as
Okay, tell me.
We got Walt Laramie coming over.
No fire damage on your floor to any of the contents.
No,
there's a lot of water damage. There's a lot of smoke damage. But like, you get back in there when we think it's safe. We'll crawl in there. We'll be able to get your keys.
Oh, wonderful.
Mike says that there's magazines, but the cover's still intact on the floor.
Oh, that's amazing.
So yeah, there's some stuff in there that you'll be able to salvage.
That's great.
Can't guarantee a lot, but there's some stuff in there. Most of the fire was in the attic. It dropped down onto your floor, but that's where most of the fire was.
The studio area there.
Okay, we'll let them have their conversation, but Walt Laramie pointing out that things are relatively not all destroyed, that there is some hope for Mark and his family. They've obviously been up there and sifting through there, the fire department, looking for hot spots. And they're still not 100% sure on that motor part, but that's their best guess at this point. But they'll get the determination on that, and of course that elevator motor. That's how Gordy Little and I got up there that last time. That little elevator trip was an experience in itself, and it's a good thing that Mark and his family were able to escape down the stairway. So, Walt, anything you got time to talk to us just for a second or two?
Sure.
You've been here since what?
Since the beginning. It must have been 1:30, 2 o'clock, something like that.
Now it's chilly out here. Here you are. You got your shirt, just a little T-shirt on underneath your jacket with your jacket wide open. Are you numb or what?
I'm numb. I just have to keep my head clean, covered.
So you're the fireman in charge?
I'm the first assistant. I was
first said you were the first one here.
And I was the first one to start calling for help. Let's put it that way. So I got it.
Mark told us that until his stepdaughter heard the sirens, they didn't know that there was a fire.
It was reported by a passerby, and by the time I started yelling, "Mark, Mark, Mark," they were already down in their car. I was never so glad to see somebody in my life.
You know, that passerby just probably saved their lives.
If he hadn't seen the fire, they wouldn't have known about it, because like I said, they heard the sirens.
Yeah. Wow.